All right, so this video is about how to teach a class. The key is, first of all, we like to use tools that make it very duplicable.
The class.
Here's a My Oil Class tear pad, and this is a buyer's guide. They go hand in hand for teaching your classes. The class tear pad is broken into sections, and so all you would have to do is basically read the bullet points. And what you do is you teach a principle, and then you sample an oil, and then you want to share the health benefits of the oil and share your own personal experiences. So you just want to remember that facts tell and stories sell. So the more experiences you can share will make the class a lot more powerful. So you'll notice if I've taught hundreds of these, and so I'll show you how I do this as someone who's taught hundreds. I say, what are essential oils? Well, they're nature's defense mechanisms for plants and cells. In fact, right here's a microscopic picture of a peppermint leaf. And you'll notice there are two white sacs there. Those sacs are essential oils, and that's how the plant defends itself against the different things it has to deal with. They're natural aromatic compounds found in the seed, bark, stem, roots, flowers, and other plants, parts of the plant. And they're highly concentrated, about 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. In fact, 1 drop of peppermint oil is the equivalent of drinking 28 cups of peppermint tea. Now what I'd like to do is demonstrate that, and I'll just take out the bottle of oil. And so after you teach a principle, you sample the oil every time. Remember that the oil is the salesperson here. So if you're the messenger, the oil is the salesperson. So I like to take this out, and I just made a claim. The oils were 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs, and so I like to take this out and say, everybody pass this around. I like to put a drop maybe on the outside of my hand right here and lick that drop off, and then I'll give it to others and let them do the same.
Just as long as I don't have to lick your hand.
That's correct. No licking each other's hands. And then the other thing I like to do,
Woo!
yeah, see, then people have this reaction. And then I like to say, see, this destroys any idea that this is just placebo. So what I'll say is you'll notice that when you breathe in, go like this. You probably notice how cold that is. It's really good for helping cool the body. So there's just different things you can do with each of the sampling the oils. Another one I like to do with peppermint is actually put it in my hand, have them take a little bit, put it behind their ears, dip their hand in it and put it on the roof of their mouth, and then take the remainder and breathe it in. And that way, with just 1 drop, right off the bat, they know how to take it internally, topically, and aromatically. So that's how that works.
What if you can't read, bro?
Yes, okay, now, so let's say that this was my first class. Let me show you how I would do that. I would say, what are essential oils? Well, they're nature's defense mechanisms for plants and cells. In fact, here's the picture. It says it's a magnified peppermint leaf here. And they're natural aromatic compounds. In other words, I'd do it the exact same. Now, if I couldn't read, I would say, will you read this right here?
Sure. What are essential oils? Nature's defense mechanism for plants and cells.
See, they can read it too. You don't have to be, don't be the expert, right? Just be the messenger, let the oil be the salesperson. You just share your experiences. And then again, you're sampling the oils with each one. Do the same thing, why are oils effective? And then sample an oil, share your experiences.
All right. Now the third part is how do you use the essential oils? And so on the sheet we have 3 basic ways that you use them, which are aromatic, topical, and internally. And how did I know that? Because it's written right on the sheet. Now for the aromatic section, we just talk about how different ways that you can use the oils aromatically, like the diffuser. So I point to the little picture that's there.
I like to have a diffuser going in the class too.
Right, yeah, it's nice to have one, and if you don't, you can show how you can use the oils aromatically just by putting them in their hands, rubbing them together, cupping their nose, mouth, or hands over their nose and mouth. On topical, same thing, we just cover the bullet points. This is putting the oils on the body, and also there's an emphasis here, or places that you can insert other products that are also oil infused, like the Deep Blue Rub, for example. And then on internally, sometimes people might want to know all the different ways that they can use the oils internally. So we talk a little bit about putting lemon or some of the citrus oils in your water, and also products like the On Guard toothpaste, which are, in a sense, an internal application of oil.
Yeah, and then the last part on the first page here is why doTERRA. And this is, so we basically have explained to them what are essential oils, why are they so effective, and how to use them. Now it's all about why doTERRA, why are they so special. And we talk a bit about co-impact sourcing, where the difference that doTERRA is making around the world with, with these communities and farms that are able to farm for them. In this case, you'll notice there's even a picture here of Emily Wright when she was in Nepal after the earthquake, but the good that they're doing just by sourcing their wintergreen oil there. And then we talk about what CPTG, the Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade benefits of doTERRA. And then again, we are using an oil like frankincense to demonstrate the power of a certified pure oil. One of the things I want to point out here is that this is designed to be, even if you spent 5 minutes on each of the oils on the front page, you got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes on the front page. If you wanted to, and you thought, I really want to share certain oils, this really frees up a lot of time for you to share whatever you'd like. So if you want to come in with Clary Calm, or you want to come in with, any of the other oils and your experience with those, then you should have the freedom to do that type of a thing.
The good thing is this class keeps it short, keeps your presentation short. Now on the back side, it talks. We talk about the supplement side of doTERRA and how products like Lifelong Vitality create a benefit in their life by helping them live a healthy lifestyle and get the proper nutrition in life. And then this part is designed to help illustrate quickly the benefit of Lifelong Vitality, which is if you're just using common vitamins, it's probably not supporting your body to the level that it should. Or if you're using extreme or super vitamins, for example, those are probably overloading your body, and over long periods of time that can create some problems. And then it's demonstrating how doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality is hitting the optimal levels of health. It's perfectly balanced.
I like to mention with that is that that's also specified for regions around the world.
Right.
So based upon the diets of a region, like in the United States, the Lifelong Vitality will be formulated a little bit different than it will be in Japan because of the diets that are there.
Exactly. And then also this part here, again, puts a little plug in for the beginnings of helping people understand why they would want to be on loyalty rewards, for example. And that's the ability to customize. And so they can customize the Lifelong Vitality Pack by getting just the vitamins and the E omega, and then they can add different supplements that doTERRA offers based on what their primary goals are. So, for example, they might want muscle and joint support, or they might want cellular energy support, or they might want digestive support. And so, depending on what a person most likes, then now they can start to see how they can customize their order and utilize their membership to get just the supplementation that they want.
The last part of the class is basically where you're explaining the doTERRA Health Pyramid, explaining how using essential oils is important, of course, but also starting with eating right, exercise, rest and managing stress, and reducing your toxic load, and how that kind of fits in. And then my favorite part of the class is when we write down their top 3 health goals. And so they've just experienced this, they've maybe have been exposed to oils for the first time. Then we write down, okay, what are the 3 things that you would like to accomplish with your health? And so they'll write those things down, and then I like to use different resources that are available to us to help them look up different ways of incorporating the oils to help benefit their health. And I'll spend a good 10 minutes in that, really, because...
That's where it's customizing it.
Yeah, you're customizing it to the person. Now, then we get to this last part, and we just ask this question. Would you like to explore your options to purchase doTERRA products? And most people at that point will say yes. They at least want to explore it. Now, there's been 2 experiences that I've had with this. So if I'm sitting down doing this class in a one-on-one with someone, it's very easy for me to say, would you like to explore your options for purchasing products? And they say yes. If I have a whole room full of people, a lot of times I'll say, would you like, or I'll say, would it be okay if we showed you how to get the products at wholesale price? Or would it be okay if I were to show you how to get the products for the best price? Something like that. And most people in the room say yes to that. And we like to get the person to either check the box or at least verbally say, yes, I want to learn more. And then that leads us into the buyer's guide.
Right. And the buyer's guide is a step-by-step document that helps not only the wellness advocate understand how to walk through all the information, but it also allows the prospect or the new potential consumer to understand how to enroll, because that's the biggest question. I don't know how many times I've been in places where I've been talking to people that have even been to 2 or 3 classes, and one of their first questions when I show up is, so how do I get it? How is it that I enroll? And so this document is to help make sure that that doesn't occur to you, that people do know how to enroll right away, right when they have a strong interest. And it starts by just simply helping the prospect make one decision at a time. And the first decision is, how would you like to buy your product? Do you want to pay retail, or do you want to save 25% on all of your orders and purchase wholesale? Well, duh.
And a lot of times when I ask that question, they'll say, well, why would I want to do retail? And I'll say, well, if you only want to buy one oil, it might make sense for you to get it retail. But if you plan on getting more than one oil or using these on any kind of regular basis, then it makes sense to be a wholesale member. And when they say, yes, I want to do that, it's like they've actually made the decision right then. They don't even know it.
Right. Now, if they say retail, you can take them straight to the price list, and it will show them retail and wholesale pricing. And so there's another opportunity to decide on wholesale there if they were only selecting a product. Now, the second page, of course, is the second step, and that's just where they're choosing a place to start. You can quickly go through the different kit options, and you can explain that if they just want a membership with no oils, they can do $35 just like they would at a wholesale house like Costco, for example. And
now, if you can imagine, the person you've said, okay, do you want to explore your purchasing options? And they said yes. Would you like to buy wholesale or retail? And they said wholesale. And you said, okay, which kit would you like? And they'd say, well, I'd like this one. And then you go, okay. And then you get here to step number 3. And it says, okay, now you can choose between just being a customer or have a wellness advocate option. And if you just read the actual question here, it makes this real simple. It says, would you like to have the option to create an income with doTERRA now or in the future? And so all you're doing is you're explaining to them that doTERRA has compensation, and if you would like to keep that option open to you, then let us know. And it just says, when it asks that question, it gives them options: yes, no, maybe, and it also invites you to see if they'd be willing to host a class. When we're explaining the comp plan here, don't get into a lot of detail. We just showed them the power of 3 and the unilevel compensation so that they can see that they can make anywhere from $50 to $1,500 a month, relatively quickly with the power of 3. Or if they want, they can even get upwards over $30,000 a month. And so it's just kind of showing them the scope with which they could take it. And so when you're asking them, would you like to keep this option open to you? It really is telling, because somebody might come to a class, see that, and say, oh no, I just want to be a customer. But even if they say maybe, it gives you a really good idea of who you're dealing with.
Right. We've gotten sometimes some people have gotten so reserved in talking about the business that I've been in several meetings where somebody will look up and they'll go, "You can make money doing this?"
Yeah.
And then they're surprised and actually kind of offended that they didn't know that. And so that's what that's there for, is to just put it out there that yes, you do have the option to make money, or you have the option or not. Because remember, choose customer or wellness advocate option. And so they're choosing on whether or not they want to make money or be a customer. And then step 4, you explain the loyalty rewards program. And I do that by simply coming through here, and you can read the paragraphs. As a wholesale member, you have 2 ways to order your product: by placing a standard order or a loyalty reward order. A standard order is a one-time order, and a loyalty reward order is a reoccurring monthly order that can be customized, adjusted, or canceled at any time. And so pretty much that paragraph says it. So if you just read it, you've pretty much done it. And then the graphs here illustrate the benefit. And so if you just use the standard order, you're just saving the 25%. But if you participate in loyalty rewards, you get all of these benefits, including income potential, free shipping, or point reimbursed shipping, and things like that. Then this little section here just talks about the scale. The first 3 months, if you order 50 points or more, you advance on this scale, and you earn free product credits through your membership, just like frequent flyer miles. Now we have the little start here's so that they realize that if they want to start at a higher loyalty reward level, you can reference back to the kits now and show that if they select the larger kits, they can actually start at a more advanced place in the loyalty reward program.
And I like to do that because it makes it so that like when I'm going through the kits, I'm just explaining the kits.
Right.
And then when I get to the loyalty reward section, I can then go back and look at the kits again, and they may reconsider which kit they wanted.
Right. It's given more time for the mind to trust and
Right.
and embrace what they're doing.
Because the thing that's important is that they are making a decision. So even if they choose the smallest kit initially, they made the choice to sign up. That's okay. But then when they learn more, it's letting them make one decision at a time. I mean, it's like, do you want to be a wholesale member? Yes. Okay, then choose a kit. But if we were to say, you want to become a wholesale member and loyalty rewards and the opportunity, and we have all of those decisions, and then they have to choose a kit. Sometimes they're so overwhelmed with decisions they don't make any decision at all. So if you just take one step at a time, it makes it a lot easier for the person.
And then in discussing how loyalty reward points work, basically if you order any points at all, you get to maintain whatever you've developed. If you want to earn free product credits, you got to order at least 50 points a month. If you want income potential, you need to order at least 100 points a month. And if you want to participate in the free product of the month club, then they would order at least 125 points per month by the 15th. And if they do that, then that's kind of the sweet spot. They maximize the benefit of the account. And so that's how I cover that. And then if they'd like to choose items for their order, for their next month's order, they have the price list now of all the products that they can go through to start checking things off. And you notice that we reference this, which is referenced in the class, the ability to customize lifelong vitality.
Okay, and that leads us to the last page. And this is the Wellness Advocate Agreement. The thing I love about this is that if you just read the step where it says step 5, fill in information, when you get down here it says which enrollment kit did you choose. All the decisions have already been made. So they're just summarizing the decisions they've already made in the buyer's guide. And then you can tear this back page off and take that home with you so you can input their information to the computer and leave the first portion of this with them so they can reference this in the future. One of the other things we like to do is while the person is filling this page out, while they're doing that, we like to say, our next step is to schedule a membership overview where I can show you how to take advantage of your membership and get the most out of the products you've already got. And so if you ask the question then you normally always get a membership overview scheduled at that point. But that's how we teach a class. It's as simple as that. Keep it simple.
Right, and everything we said is referenced on the sheets, so you don't have to worry about forgetting a point. If you're walking through the sheets, you will see the bullet point that refers you to the next question to ask.